Hi friends, it's Angie, and we're continuing with our nap time, and this is another game that was selected randomly at our Discord server. The fuck is this game? Anyway, this is some kind of a dating sim, I think, or a visual novel. I'm not really well versed in those games, so I'm not. Why does this dog has a human face? I both love and hate so far everything about this game. There are so many characters. How am I supposed to remember all of them? There are so many people that have hots for this pink-haired girl. Like, okay, but let's move on to the game. Destiny fails us. Okay, but options? Options? That's fine. Color scheme pink. I prefer that way. Okay, let's just start a game, I guess. Oh my god, you have an awful room. Idril, hi there. My name is Idril Ar'Feinel, and I'm the main character of Destiny Fails Us. Use left mouse button to continue. While you play through the game, you'll be playing from my point of view. All of the narration is explained as it would be in my inner thoughts. Right now, I'm here to give you tips on how to play the game. I'm about to bring a menu up on your screen for some tutorials. Each option will have recommendations for whether you should play the tutorial or not, based off how much experience you have with these games. The options will also tell you whether it is a short or long tutorial. I highly recommend following our recommendations. I would say I recommend it. Okay, so I'm not well versed in visual novels, but I played Doki Doki Literature Club and I played Hatoful Boyfriend, so I think I don't want your tutorial. Alright then, in case you want to play through it later, you can start the tutorial when you aren't currently in-game from help menu. Okay, I hope you enjoy the world of Destiny Fails Us. Stay awesome! I will, thank you so much. I'm awesome! My pen scrolled across the paper as I tried to focus on our project. I was still in disbelief when Vincent was sitting next to me. He was in my room. I was stealing occasional glances in his direction. He smiled as he researched our topic. I really wanted to say something to him, but I could feel my face turn red at the thought. Hey, Idril, is something on your mind? No. Well, what I mean is... He had the nicest smile. He was staring at me, patiently waiting for my answer. What do you think of this sentence? I think it looks fine, but you might want to include... Really? What do you think of this sentence? That's the best thing I could think of? And if you move that sentence down, I think it will flow better. Oh, yeah, that does sound better. I should have been paying more attention to what he was saying just a bit ago. Vincent noticed my hesitation, and with a smile he explained it one more time. Sorry about that. I was on edge. Studying side by side like this just felt so intimate. It's no problem. Our eyes locked for a moment. He gave me a sincere smile and turned back to his laptop screen. I wanted to stare into his eyes just a little longer. I'm really happy we could study together. The words were out of my mouth before I even realized it. So am I. It's been a long time since we hung out, just the two of us. He didn't seem to notice how embarrassed I felt at my own nervous outburst. He turned back to the screen and continued reading, and I noticed it was starting to get late. I stretched my arms into the air and let out a loud yawn. Oops! My pen fell through my fingers and rolled underneath my chair. We both reached for it. Our faces came close together. I could feel the warmth of his breath. My pen. Yeah, I was just... I'll get it. We leaned forward. Our lips met. I bet you that this is a fan fiction she's writing or something. It was a dream. It was all a dream. Or was it? Prologue, first kiss. The loud ringtone jolted me awake. Everything was hazy without my glasses. Sitting up in bed, I looked around for a moment to get my bearings. The irises on my dresser were wilting again. I must have forgotten to water them last night. My dirty clothes were piled in a corner. I should probably pick them up. Idril, if you don't get up, you'll be late for school. I know, I'm getting up. I stood up too fast and my head started to spin. Visions of last night flooded into my memory. Suddenly, I could feel his lips against mine. Wait, did Vincent kiss me last night? Or was that just a dream? I grabbed my glasses from my computer desk. I opened my diary to find the entry from last night. I can't believe it. My first kiss popped out at me from the page. It wasn't just a dream. It was real. Idril, hurry up. I'm coming. I threw all of my stuff into my backpack and ran downstairs. Dad was standing in the kitchen, buttering a piece of toast. Lunch money's on the table. Mom's upset, so you best skedaddle. Skedaddle, your penis a noodle. Before she gets out of the bathroom. Oh my god, I'm being so crazy because I'm so flustered. I'm not used to playing dating sim games. Thanks for the heads up. I need to practice my skedaddling anyways. I gave Dad a quick hug before grabbing my lunch money. Love ya. Have a good day at school. Love you too. I grabbed my umbrella and hurried out the door. Oh, it's Hatsune Miku. I spotted Lily running to catch up with me and I felt a wave of relief. If she was here, then I wasn't as late as I thought I was. Hey, Idril. Lily had been my best friend since kindergarten. In the last few years, she had become popular with a group of high school boys who were constantly pinning over her, but that hadn't changed our friendship. Even with her crazy workload and her ever-rising fame, she was always there for me when I needed her. She was lively as she stood up beside me, but I could tell something was bothering her. Oh boy, do I have a story for you. What happened? It's embarrassing, so promise you won't tell anyone. What's this? Oh wait. I have an inbox? Uh-huh. Okay. Okay, that's weird. Happy birthday, it's midnight. Alright. It's embarrassing, so promise you won't tell anyone. You know you can trust me. Yeah, I know. Lily looked away for a moment. Is it that bad? Well, Samson came over last night for the biology project, right? Well, I was taking a shower when he got to my house. I wanted to look good, even if it was just for Samson. Then my mom gave him the wrong directions to my room. The wrong directions to my room. There are too many these in this sentence. Oh no, she didn't. How can a mom forget where is your room? Like, have you been living there for like a week? She did, and then somehow Samson found his way into the bathroom. My mom still hasn't found the time to put in the lock on the bathroom door, right? Oh, so they are relatively new there, I think. You were still in the shower though, like the curtains were drawn and he didn't see anything. I was getting out of the shower. Oh no. I know, it's awful. My life is over now. Did he see everything? Lily nodded. Everything. That's terrible. What did you do? I was so embarrassed that I locked myself in my room for most of the night. I heard him apologizing through the door for a while. He left eventually. I'm sorry, Lily. I don't know what to say. We didn't even start a project. This just sucks. Well, if it makes you feel any better, Vincent and I didn't finish our project either. 'Cause you were smooching. Oh, really? Why is that? Well, we sort of kissed. I mean, I dropped my pen on the floor and we both reached for it at the same time and it just kind of happened. Oh! So what happened? Give me all the details. There's not really much to say. I mean, she basically already told her everything, like they both reached for the pen and kissed. Does this mean you two are finally going out? I'm not sure. We didn't really talk about it. I mean, I find it very strange that she barely remembers the previous night. Like, she recalls that there was a kiss, but she was at first like, oh, did it happen? Like, what? And she had to look into her diary to remind herself, like, I don't know, are his lips poisoned or something? Spiked? Ooh, steamy, go on. This was getting embarrassing. Lily was going to keep pushing for details. Anyway, enough about me. What are you going to do about Samson? I don't know. I'll come up with something later, but for now, can we just forget it ever happened? Sure, hey Lily, isn't that Alaska? Alaska was kneeling behind a mailbox, watching a couple college students walk by. Alaska and I had been friends since the beginning of high school. She had always been energetic. Recently, she developed a huge crush on this one college student, Alexander. She had even changed her normal path to school so she could get a glimpse of him. He has a girlfriend? This can't be happening. I don't believe it. This was the first time she had seen him with another girl. Hey, are you okay? Am I okay? Do I look like I'm okay? Alaska had never actually spoken to Alexander before, but she always acted as if she knew him personally. Well, that's creepy. Alexander has a girlfriend. How can he have a girlfriend? I'm not surprised he has a girlfriend. He's in college, right? He's pretty handsome, if you're into the mysterious type of guy. He probably has all kinds of women chasing after him. What do you mean by that? Well, how's he supposed to know who you are? Like, you still haven't talked to him, right? You just follow him around like some stalker. You're right. He doesn't know who I am, but he will. Oh god, here we go again. I will confess my love and we will be together. He will love me and I will be his girlfriend. He will be mine. Your plan is to show up randomly and confess your love to him? You can't just chase him down and make him love you. Yes, I can. It will be romantic. I don't think it works like that. I don't care. I'll make it work. You're just going to freak him out. Whatever. You guys don't understand how I feel. He's my hero. He's going to teleport me to a world that doesn't suck so much. Alaska sulked off, muttering something under her breath. Lily and I ignored Alaska's moping and continued walking to school. Jeez, some supportive friends they are. We usually met Atali on our way, but this time we didn't see her. These are some strange fucking names. Lily, I wonder if she left for school earlier today. I couldn't remember a day where Atali wasn't at school. She spent most of her time at school, keeping up a perfect GPA and participating in multiple clubs. She even managed the boys' basketball team on top of it all. Yeah, maybe she got here early to work on something. Alaska opened the door for us and we walked inside. Oh, there is Atali. Atali was holding her locker open. She was looking at it like she wanted to step in and close the door behind her. Atali, I thought we would have met up with you on the way here. Oh, hello. Why does she have cat ears? She closed the locker room and smiled at us. Normally, Atali was a very cheerful person, but despite her smile, she seemed upset. Hey, are you alright? Yeah, I'm okay. I've known Atali for a long time and it was obvious there was something wrong, but I didn't want to push it. Shall we head to class? Yeah. Maybe I should talk to her about it later. Ooh, a ginger boy. At least I think it's a boy. Down the hallway was a boy in our class named Samson. I've known him since grade school, but we didn't talk much. He's always had a crush on Lily, but has never had the courage to say something about it. Well, then I would say he was lucky. Samson and I have biology together. Just yesterday, Mr. Burton assigned groups for a 2-person project. Mr. Burton normally puts close friends together for projects. Somehow, Samson managed to swap Vincent for Lily as his project partner. It was the first move I had seen him make on Lily. He stepped out in front of the 4 of us as we started to pass him. There was a determined look in his eyes. Lily, I need to talk to you. Lily avoided eye contact and tried to walk past him. He stood in her way, attempting to block her. Lily, please listen to me. Yeet! She forced him aside and sprinted down the hallway. Lily, don't ignore me. We need to talk about this. La la la, I can't hear you. Lily covered her ears, yelling and running out of sight. She was so determined to not talk to Samson. I don't know what you're talking about. Atali and Alaska chased after her, desperately trying to keep up. Jeez, I'm such an idiot. I felt bad for Samson. His intentions seemed nice, but after what happened last night at Lily's house... Lily, just give me a chance to explain. Samson looks really upset. What should I do? I mean, Lily has 2 people chasing after her, so I'll stay with Samson. Hey Samson, are you okay? Achievement unlocked. Seriously, that one? All I wanted was to spend time with her, and I didn't mean to screw things up like this. Well, she's probably just embarrassed about what happened. I wouldn't take it too seriously. Like, really? Wait! She told you what happened? Oops, I promised Lily that I wouldn't say anything. Like, best friend, Jesus. No, she didn't say anything to me. Oh my god, she did tell you. At this rate, everyone's going to hear about it. I'm going to be a laughing stock of the school. No, you're not. It will be fine. Will you keep it a secret? I mean, she just blabbered it out, so I don't know if she can be trusted. Of course, don't worry about me, Samson. Thank you, Idril. You have no idea what this means to me. You're welcome, Samson. I'll talk to you later. I finally caught up with the others outside of the classroom. Alaska was prodding Lily for answers to what happened, but Lily wasn't talking. After a few moments of Alaska and successful efforts, she dropped it and we entered the classroom. Now I'm wondering if I went after them, would it end like me telling them what happened instead of telling Samson? Ugh. Atali has a boyfriend. Atali's boyfriend, Brian, was standing with his friend Jake, joking loudly in the middle of the room. I didn't really know Brian that well, but he was known as the school bully, which seemed like an odd fit for Atali. Yeah. Then she was like, he will be mine. It was hilarious. Oh, look, it's her. Hey, Alaska, done stalking for the day? I don't stalk anyone, and it's none of your business. So that Alexander guy has a girlfriend, huh? It was obvious he was egging Alaska to get a reaction, but she didn't seem to make the connection, and I could see her getting irritated fast. Brian must have been around when Alaska was hiding behind the mailbox. How else would he know about what she said? Does he even know you exist? Do you really know anything about him? Go on, and I dare you to name one thing about him. It looks like Brian is trying to provoke her. I should pull her away. She can handle it. I mean, I'm curious. Well, I do know he goes to college. He goes to college? Is that it? Is that it? Is that it? I'll show you, is that it? Alaska picked up the nearest desk and lifted it over her head in an instant rage. One hit wonder boy. My desk. I mean, why is she so angry? He didn't say anything that bad. Some people think Alaska is crazy and Brian was just about to find out why. What should I do? He had it coming. He had it coming. He had it coming all along. Alaska started chasing Brian around the room, desk in her hands. The students that were in the room moved out of the way to avoid getting caught in the massacre. This is crazy. After a few times around the room, Brian eventually tripped on one of the backpacks sitting next to a desk. Alaska stood over Brian, lifting the desk high, ready to swing. Miss Alaska! Everybody turned their heads to see Mrs. Reed enter the classroom. What do you think you're doing? Ma'am, she was going to hit me with that desk. But I... Alaska, go to the principal's office. Yeah, go to the principal's office, Alaska. Nobody wants you here. Screw you! Alaska, office, now! Mrs. Reed was not stupid and she knew Brian's reputation. She probably knew that Alaska had been provoked. And Brian, if I hear another word from you, you're going there with her. The bell rang and everybody found their seats. Mrs. Reed began her lesson. All right, class, please get out your literature books and turn to page 60. We'll be starting Romeo and Juliet. Well, that's original. I pulled out my book and opened the page. Mrs. Reed was explaining why Shakespeare was so important. I listened as I slowly drifted off into thought. I glanced across the room at Vincent. He was following along and writing down notes. I couldn't help but let out a smile when I looked at him. He looked so handsome. I really wanted to ask him, what does that kiss mean? I had known Vincent for so long. He was the first boy I ever had a romantic feelings for. I was never sure if Vincent liked me back. That kiss must have meant that he liked me, or maybe it was an accident after all. What if he was really just trying to reach for my pencil and he didn't mean to kiss me? Maybe he thought he would hurt my feelings if he didn't continue the kiss. It was all so confusing. I liked the kiss, but did he? And are we in a relationship now, or was that just one-time thing? It was my first kiss, and if we are together, was that our first date? I didn't even know if Vincent had kissed a girl before me. The teacher's voice interrupted my thoughts. She was summarizing the beginning of Romeo and Juliet before we jumped into reading the play as a class. After the opening scene, Romeo confides with Benvolio that he loves Rosaline. However, unfortunately for Romeo, Rosaline does not love him back. Often, with kids your age, you'll find yourself in a similar situation to what Romeo finds himself in now. Well, that's an interesting addition. I was beginning to worry about how close Rosaline and Romeo felt to Vincent and I. You don't even know. I mean, you need to talk to him. You can't choose who you love, kids. Sure, you can try to force yourself to love somebody that you don't, but I guarantee it's not going to work. Mrs. Reed? Are you talking from experience? Either they will be bitter because they don't think they're good enough for you, or you will feel all high and mighty because you think you could do a lot better. This feels strangely specific. Or maybe this is a lot like Samson and Lily's situation. Wait, what? Well, newsflash, Doug, you can't do better than me. That floozy at the coffee stand is only flirting with you to get your money. You're past your prime and you're going to have to settle for boring old me. Jesus, I don't think Mrs. Reed is conducting this class properly. I glanced around the room. Everyone was awkwardly looking at anything but the teacher. So, in the next scene of Romeo and Juliet, the class continued on as if nothing had ever happened. My attention was unsteady. I glanced over in Vincent's direction again and noticed that James was leaning forward, whispering something to him. I couldn't hear what they were saying from my seat across the room. James, be quiet while I'm teaching! James sat back in his chair for a moment before he leaned forward to speak to Vincent again. He barely got a few words before. James, do not push me today. A few more moments passed by as Mrs. Reed droned on her lecture. I continued to watch James. He seemed agitated. He leaned toward Vincent one more time and tried to continue. Mrs. Reed stopped in mid-sentence and looked at him. Should I help him? Yeah, why not? Mrs. Reed turned towards James's direction. I thrust my hand into the air. She turned to me, distracted. Yes, Idril? Could you go over that last part in a bit more detail? I couldn't quite grasp it. As Mrs. Reed started over, she seemed to forget that James was interrupting her. I bet you she wouldn't forget that. I guess that he was able to finish whatever he was trying to say to Vincent. James looked my direction. Ooh. I could tell there was something wrong. He quickly looked away from me and back to Vincent. Vincent was ignoring whatever James was trying to ask him about. James started to get impatient and whispered again. Vincent looked like he didn't want to talk. Vincent, answer me! The whole class turned to look at him. James, I've had enough of your interrupting my class. Go to the office now. James stomped his way out of the room, trying and failing to slam the hydraulic door behind him. The bell rang shortly after James left. The rest of the class packed up their things and rushed to lunch. Jesus Christ, but I have to say, I'm feeling like this is a long intro and it's been already like almost half an hour. I made my way to the cafeteria. Atali, Alaska and I grabbed our lunches and took a seat at our usual table. Hey Alaska, did Principal Davis give you a hard time? Nah, he was busy, so Mr. Sly reprimanded me. I'm sure Mr. Sly let you off light. He said, I'm sure Brian deserved a desk to the face, but maybe hold off on the whole murdering him thing. He didn't even give me detention. This, to be honest, reminds me so much of so many fanfiction that I read when I was a teenager. Like, they were let's say poorly written, but they had a very similar vibe to this thing. And I'm not sure if I love it or hate it. I think I'm leaning more towards love it because it's so silly. You're lucky it was Mr. Sly instead of Mr. Davis. It's called being adorable. Atali and I roll our eyes in unison. I saw James on my way out. What's up with that? He's never in the office. He wouldn't be quiet in class. It was really distracting, to be honest. Oh, that's weird. They both turned to me as if I knew why James was freaking out. Not wanting to get into it, I asked my own question. So how did your projects turn out? It went great, I think. Right, Atali? I got most of it done. There's only a little bit left we need to finish, and I still have all weekend to work on it. Alaska had begun to scavenge food from our plates. Scavenging food was a daily routine for her. That's unsettling. She got lunch money from her grandma, but she never spent it on lunch. I asked her what she saved money for, but she just dodged my questions. After a few minutes of eating, Lily walked in. She sluggishly sat down at the table with her lunch. Where have you been? I just had a talk with Samson. Oh, how did it go? I think I finally turned him down for good. I glanced over towards Vincent's table, which was not far from ours. Samson sat down and interrupted Vincent as he was talking to his friend Greg. Samson looked like the life had been sucked out of him. I saw James sit down next to Samson. He must have just gotten out of the office. So how was your study night, Idril? You studied with Vincent, right? Yes. Anything special to announce? Lily smirked and slightly nudged my arm. Wait! Something happened! Spill it, Drill! James stood up from his seat and was intently staring in my direction. The music stopped. That's so weird. In fact, the whole cafeteria was looking my way, eager to hear all the juicy details. Guys, that's not how school works. Students, you know I heard Vincent and her made out. No, I heard they got further than that. I felt my face getting warmer and warmer. I tried to hide beneath my hands for a moment. Alaska nudged me with her elbow. Ooh, is that true? It wasn't like that. It was innocent. I lowered my hands for a second and looked towards Vincent. James was glaring at him so menacingly. You mean the two of them? Yeah. Everyone's paying attention to me. Tell the truth, shift attention elsewhere. I mean, I would say if she wants to continue with Vincent, she should probably tell the truth. But if she wants to pursue somebody else, she should shift attention elsewhere. And I think the James dude is having something. I couldn't think of anything. I glanced over at Lily, and before I knew what I was saying, Samson walked in on Lily and saw her naked. That's the worst. Okay, that's horrible. I shouldn't have done that. I will die. Oh, Lily hates me. Samson hates me. Idril, why would you bring that up? Oh, God, no. What? Did you hear that? No way. He saw her naked? I can't believe it. And they both die. I want to die. How could you? I don't know, I'm sorry. Okay, can I turn back time because that's definitely not what I wanted to do. After a few moments of whispering, James clenched the fork in his hand, waving it towards Vincent's face. Vincent, I'm sick and tired of being ignored. What did you do to her? I'm sorry, man, I didn't mean to kiss her. It just kind of happened. Every eye in the room was on James now. His face was beet red and he looked about ready to boil over. I told you she was mine. I'm going to kill you. Okay, now I'm a little bit afraid of James. Swiftly, James lunged the fork with full force into Vincent's arm. Like, what the fuck? Oh, son of a damn! What the hell was that? Oh my god, Vincent! I ran over to his side. Are you okay? I'll be alright. I trusted you and you betrayed me. I liked her first. She was mine. You're acting like you own me. Are you crazy? James wasn't paying attention to me. You know how I feel about her. James continued to talk about me like I wasn't there. He made it sound like he was entitled to be with me just because he had feelings for me. That doesn't give you the right to stab him. James, what the hell, man? I'm bleeding, dude. I can't believe you just stabbed me with a fork. What is wrong with you? I hadn't noticed the blood until Vincent mentioned it. I was starting to feel woozy. You could get expelled, James. You need to leave before a teacher finds this. I can't believe you betrayed me. You weren't around when we were younger. I deserved to be with her. When she was sick, I was the one who brought her homework to her. When she wasn't keeping up in PA, I stayed at her pace to keep her company. When we walked to school, I'm the one who gave her my coat in the freezing cold. I love her! The whole room stopped. James suddenly snapped back to reality and looked around the cafeteria. Everyone but Vincent was staring at him. What should I do? Well, I don't love you. Oh. He stood there for a moment, speechless. I could see the shock in his eyes. No. We were just friends, James, that's all. You're lying. That's gotta be it. You're just confused. You do love me. You have to. Nothing else makes sense. No, James, I've never felt that way about you. But no. He moved closer to me, looking me in the eyes, searching for any sign of hesitation. I didn't show any. I mustered my voice again, and this time I spoke as firmly as I could. We are just friends. His face contorted as if he finally believed me. He turned to Vincent again, rage still flowing in his whole body. Damn you, Vincent, you tore us apart! He stepped forward toward Vincent, hostility in his eyes. The fuck? Suddenly, the hallway doors swung open to reveal Mr. Sly standing in the doorway. What is all this racket? Mr. Sly looked around the room in utter shock. What the... Seriously? Is that a fork in your arm? What is going on here? Who stabs their friend with a fork? That is so not cool, James. Get away from Vincent before I have to call the police. We're going to the principal's office. Now. James stood completely frozen in place. Mr. Sly stomped his way over and pulled James by the collar of his uniform. Samson, help me out here and take Vincent to the nurse immediately. Is he like... tiny? Mr. Sly pulled James roughly out of the room and Samson moved to help Vincent. Idril, what he said to James. It may have been a little harsh. I'm sorry. You shouldn't be sorry. I could have handled this a lot better. It's my fault. Vincent gave me a half-hearted smile before Samson helped him out of the room. The cafeteria emptied behind them as the bell rang. Ugh. Biology class was almost unbearable. Jesus Christ, almost like these dialogues here. There are so many errors, to be honest. I'm trying to read them fast, but there are moments when there's an error in the sentence, like the double D, for example, that probably shouldn't be here. I mean, I'm not 100% sure because English is not my native tongue, but I read a lot and I don't think that was correct. Anyway, anytime there's something probably incorrect, I stutter and it's annoying, but because I want to go as fast as I can because this game is probably very long. I've already been playing over half an hour and I feel like barely anything happened. Maybe I'll split it into 2 or 3 episodes. I'll think about it. But for now, I think I'll save. You see how this game works, I guess. I was hoping it would be more like Long Live the Queen, if I remember the title correctly. Like there would be a bit like, oh, you need to choose which class to attend to get better at certain things, to be able to do stuff. Maybe it's later, but right now it seems like it only focuses on interactions. And these interactions are pretty scarce, I would say. Like there's 10 minutes of dialogue and there's like one choice. Again, 10 minutes of dialogue, one choice. This is... I'm not saying it's bad because you can clearly see that there was a lot of work put into this project, but it may also be the fact that I'm not used to playing the visual novel games. So I might not be the audience for this thing. Either way, I hope you enjoyed this. I will consider recording next thing. I'll just save this in case. Yes. Enter save name. Okay, 1. Yes. Okay, and I think I will continue. I will consider if I want to continue. But for now, thank you so much for watching. Check out the other videos in my description and our Discord, where you can find other people that are also recording or not recording or just playing, because there's a bunch of us, both YouTubers and non-YouTubers, and we're just having fun. So if you want to join us, go to our NAP Discord, and I hope I'll see you there, and I hope I'll see you next time whenever I record something. So bye.